Hey, hi Garbage Squad. Today I posted a picture of a violent crit damage rune that I found, which I long sold. This is the rune in question, and I sold it because it's not a Reapp target. And when I posted this on my YouTube community page, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is a Reapp target. Too lazy, didn't watch the video. This is not a Reapp target. Only very certain scenarios would you ever Reapp this, and they're all very bad scenarios. So if you guys don't want to watch the rest of the video, drop a like, leave a comment, because you would not Reapp this. Okay, so this is the comment that I read that made me a little bit worried. Is the Hot Garbage Squad a little bit uninformed here, or maybe you guys aren't subscribed and you're just random plebs coming in and then boom, what the heck is this? Anyways, not even one valuable stat instant Reapp. The first part's correct. There's not one good substat here. All junk substats unusable. Instant Reapp, that's where it's wrong, because although we have a HP percentage, you would be inclined to Reapp it just because it's a rare violent crit damage rune, right? It's rare. That's the biggest selling point of this rune. It's a violent rune, it's crit damage rune, and it's legendary. That's the selling point that you could, because you want to Reapp it. But the HP percentage makes it instantly you don't want to Reapp it, because on a crit damage rune you want all percentage stats ideally. So that's HP, defense, attack, and speed. 4 grindable substats that you're looking for, and if you don't get one of them, then crit rate or accuracy, depending on how your Reapp goes and or how many you put in to get what's good. And I'll show you some examples as well, but let's go back to the post. HP percent innate is not what you want for a Reapp target. That is true. That rune is a crit damage rune, which will be pretty decent for a damage dealer, so HP percent innate doesn't matter. If he is lucky, Reapp can give substats like crit rate, attack, and speed. It'll become a valuable rune for a unit like Sabrina. Sabrina does need some HP stats, by the way. This rune would be like almost every damage dealer needs an HP stat or defense stat. Okay, so let me just break down his comment first. So every damage dealer, like, there's so many things wrong with this, and so many things are okay, but so many things wrong. Let's just start from the beginning. That was a crit damage rune will be pretty decent for a damage dealer. So a damage dealer, if you Reapp this, you gotta get lucky. You need crit rate, you need speed, and you need attack, and I guess defense, because you can't get HP. So you need 3 things to go right, and then 1 substat, which is HP, which you can't even get, right? And defense percentage is not as valuable as HP percentage on a damage dealer like Theomars, Perna, etc., right? So if you're gonna Reapp it, you gotta be really lucky. So his comment is saying if he is lucky, and we already know this game, you're never lucky. So why would you shoot yourself in the foot some more and you limit yourself, because you take out 1 substat from the pool to get a good rune. So you're making yourself, like, how do I describe it? You're making yourself, it makes it more difficult for you to get lucky, because you're eliminating HP percentage, a substat that you want, right? So by using that logic, if I get lucky, every rune that has an innate, good or bad, will be 30 speed, just by that logic, and that instantly is a good rune, right? So no, I mean, you are somewhat correct depending on what part of the game you are. Indeed, I hate people who shout it's not a Reapp target because of the innate percentage. Then you literally hate me, because I'm literally saying it is not a Reapp target because of literally the reason what you're saying. Like, it depends on the rune type and slot. That's correct, right? But I'll tell you where that is correct, okay? If you are a very early game player, you're super casual, you don't play this game a lot, you just enjoy it for fun, that rune right here, this rune is prime for you to Reapp, because you don't farm, you're never lucky, you'll never see this rune type ever again. You don't get hero runes at all, that violent runes. You have no violent runes, you have literally nothing on your account. This is the scenario where you Reapp this. You're a casual player, you're never lucky, you say you farm 10 hours a day, but really you farm 1 hour because you're AFK for 9 hours talking in public chat. So no hate to you guys, but really, if you Reapp this, 1, you're a casual player. 2, you don't know what you're doing. 3, you do a one and done, and it's like usable. And so like you're never gonna re-up this to make it really good. Like the third option is probably the most likely option that you guys would do, is you toss 1, 2, 3 in to make sure that 4 of these unusable substats will roll into like 2, 3 something will be usable. It will never be perfect, it will never be great, it'll just be good. Okay, so now that we know why we wouldn't re-app this is the, like, look at my, like, I'm on my crit damage runes for a reason. So you look at these crit damage runes, okay? This rune literally has everything I'm looking for: attack, defense, speed, HP that you gem in, and a grindable stat, right? Like this is the ideal crit damage rune that you're looking for because everything is grindable. You can get crit rate on other slots and it will be just fine. And in the end of the day, you don't need something that looks like this. You also have crit rate on it. So for example, this one rolled once into crit rate. Oh look, it's the young Ash. He came into my lab here. What's up, buddy? Joining me in the middle of my video? Okay, anyways. So this rune, you don't gem an attack percentage because you see defense, crit rate, and HP, and it's instantly like a bruiser type rune, right? Crit damage runes are very versatile. The moment you take out the HP percentage, you can't make it into like a druid rune, right? Or like a a blue Ashir. What's blue Ashir? I don't even know his name. Vigor. I just read it here. Vigor. So like this, like that rune in question, this would never be a crit damage Vigor rune because of the HP percentage, right? So moving along, like look some more of these. Looking at more of my violent crit damage runes, you'll notice I rather re-app a violent crit damage rune that has no innate with compared to an HP percentage because I sold it off. You can't even find it in my account, right? As you can see here, this one isn't legendary, it's purple. But you guys get the idea here. This one has a little bit of everything, but no HP percentage, right? Like this one is not as efficient, but it has a crit rate. So this would be like very situational because I don't have the HP percentage. So you can apply the same logic to will runes because will runes are sort of universal. You can put it on any monster you want. It's not locked because will runes work in PvP in every aspect, right? So again, will crit damage, you have 3 grindables and a speed. The speed is a little bit bad because it's 4+4. If this was an HP percentage not grinded and I gemmed this in, I would have an extra roll on the HP because speed is a double roll, and if that speed was HP, I have a double roll HP and then gem in the speed. And then we also have this, right? Legendary, but this one, we don't need this to have attack percentage because the crit rate is in place of the attack percentage. Things like Diana, things like the Vigor, they prefer the crit rate over attack because you crit more often, and Diana, you need 100 crit rate, right? So you like the attack is, don't get me wrong, the attack is nice to do more damage, but the crit rate is more important to make some things work, right? So this one has the HP, the defense, and if it's HP percent innate, it would never exist for a bruiser type monster, right? And look at this, like runes like this, for example, where it is a legendary rune. So this was a legendary rune. I remember this rune because the attack percentage had another roll in it. It was like a flat roll, and I gemmed it out for attack percentage, and so it became a purple rune, right? So let's just say you don't have the HP percentage in here again. What can it be? Defense percentage, flat attack, and flat HP accuracy, something like that, right? So you kind of see a pattern of my crit damage runes here and how they look. So like this one, for example, if for some reason you re-app and it's like all crit rate and attack, it instantly becomes a damage dealer rune, right? And I don't need HP percentage in this case. So what that guy in the image was referring to earlier was, if this rune had HP percent innate, you want to re-app into something that looks like this, right? How tough is it to re-app something like this? I would say pretty tough. And let's just say the attack is not 14 and then roll went to flat HP. So a 22% crit rate, 8+4, grind and gem, and then we have like 1000 flat HP, and then you have 7% attack because I took one roll away. That rune is a purple rune, right? Because you have 1 roll flat HP, still good. But the chances of it being, it could have been even better because of the HP percent that you could have grinded or gemmed in, depending on how your rune ruled. So just to conclude, again, for you guys who maybe skipped to the end, a rune that looks like this, you only re-app it for 3 reasons. You're a bad player, you're a casual player, you're uninformed, or 4, you just want to test your luck. I call it the one and done. You take an unusable rune, even if that's a good innate, you toss a few in and you make it work. But that usually is a strategy for like early game players, maybe mid game players who just don't have many resources and they just need something to work with. But long term, this Violent rune does not have much potential. It honestly does not have much potential in the long term. Hope you guys learned something. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did, and see you guys in the next video.